This is fans' opinion, and right here I'm with Polo. A lot is happening right now in the world of football, most especially in Arsenal's club. Some pundits calling for the sack of Arteta. Most of the Arsenal fans are not satisfied with the result they are getting. So many things, But I just have some questions for you, and I want you to answer them as an Arsenal fan. First of all, how will you assess Mikel Arteta's leadership and the evolution of his coaching philosophy since his appointment in 2019?
Yeah, first of all, you talk about fans not happy with Mikel Arteta, and a lot of Arsenal fans have been, calling for his head to be sacked. If you look at recent performance, though it has not been good, but Mikel Arteta, since he joined the team in 2019, that was December 2019, he has been able to take the team forward. We've seen how he has moved Arsenal from a team that's constantly battling for, to make the top four now to a team that has already stabilized themselves in the top four. They are contending for the titles now. In the last 3 seasons, we've seen that. And when you look back before Mikel Arteta's appointment, Arsenal have been floating around 8, 9, 10, and even when he took over, it took him about 2 to 3 seasons before he was able to get the team moving forward. He actually finished in the first season 8 and second season 8 also. Before the third season, he now was challenging, finished second, and this one. And also Mikel Arteta, when he joined, it took him only 6 months to actually win the FA Cup for Arsenal. And we saw that, and we've seen the kind of play now Arsenal are playing. We've seen the direction. We've seen how they have identity. They have a pattern. We've seen how they play. Unlike before, they just play anyhow. But for those fans calling for the sack of Mikel Arteta, I think it's very unfair for anybody now to be calling for the sack of Mikel Arteta. I understand that the angle of some of those fans that he has spent over 700 million, but a lot of clubs that Chelsea Football Club, they've actually spent more than that under 2 seasons, and they've not been able to get themselves.
Still on this very particular question and your answer you just gave now, you have actually given us a clue on how Arteta has actually transformed as Arsenal, because you said that back those days during the time of Arsene Wenger, Arsenal we are gunning for top 4.
Yeah.
But now they are contending for the position, but they have been finishing second. So the question now is, second good enough?
Well, I don't think second is good enough. I don't think it's good enough. But at the same time, there are a lot of teams out there. They will prefer their club finishing second than finishing 8th, finishing 6th, finishing even 3rd. You understand? I don't want to mention those clubs. We know them. They are in the Conference League now. Some are in Europa.
You are looking for trouble.
No, I'm not looking for trouble, but they would prefer to finish second than be in that spot. So for Mikel Arteta, he has given the team at least a clear road. For them. Talking about the way the team have been playing before, towards the latter end of Arsene Wenger, the legendary Arsenal coach, towards the latter end of his career at Arsenal there, we saw how, it was even before Arsenal dropped out of the top 4. 2 consecutive seasons under Arsene Wenger before he left, and they appointed the Spaniard also, who managed to, that was the now present Aston Villa coach, what's his name again, Unai Emery. Mr. Good evening. They employed him. He was able to find a way to drag the team to the Europa League final, but still yet they lost, and they've not been able to make top 4, not until this same Mikel Arteta came. Though it took him at least a season and a half before he was able to, took the team back to the European spot. Not just taking them, but also challenging for the title, which they've been doing. Though people will say second, but the Arsenal were challenging for the title under competing with arguably the best team in Europe, Manchester City. It's not easy you challenging that kind of a team. Even Barcelona or Real Madrid, we find it very difficult to win the league during those times. So for Arsenal, I think they've come second twice, but this 3rd time, I believe, we'll go further and win the league.
All right, a question for you. How have key signings like Kai Havertz and Declan Rice impacted Arsenal performance this season?
Yeah, for Kai Havertz and Declan Rice, though this season so far, they've not been themselves. To be honest, they've not been themselves. If you're talking about last season, we saw how both of them, they played and they were instrumental in Arsenal's final position last year. Though it was still not good enough, not winning the league. Actually, Manchester City won the league by 2 points last season. But we saw how Declan Rice and Kai Havertz, they give out their best, but it wasn't enough. But this season so far, I don't think they've been at their best. Talking about Kai Havertz and Declan Rice, injury, and we saw how Declan Rice, suspension, red card, all those things. But so far, they've not been their best, and I just hope things turn around for them and help the team as a whole now, because a lot depend on them now with the absence of Bukayo Saka.
But again, still on this question. So, how will you rate his signing so far? We talk about Declan Rice. Yeah, to me, Declan Rice actually did very well. In the first season, even up to now, he's still doing very well. But we saw the best of him last season. And Kai Havertz, is one of the reasons why Mikel Arteta has not signed a prolific striker. Because at a point he was getting the goals. Even this season, he has gotten a lot of goals too for Arsenal. But it's just that the goals is not enough to give Arsenal all the maximum points they need. So again, we saw Arteta sign Sterling from Chelsea. So how would you rate his signing?
Yeah, so far, if I'm to rate his signing since he came to Arsenal, I think I will give him about, let's say 70% over 100. He has gotten some signings, right? We're talking about the goalkeeping department now. Because with David Raya now, I think he has found a goalkeeper that he can rely on now. Though Aaron Ramsey let go also, he was the one that brought Aaron Ramsey. He was also a good goalkeeper until he decided to let him go and bring on David Raya. And some other fantastic signings also. Talking about a player like Uren Timber. We've seen how Mikel Arteta, Ben White. We've seen those kind of players. Even Declan Rice we are talking about. He's a very fantastic player, and there are a lot of players also. And at the same time, he has made some mistakes when it comes to signing of players. Players like Raheem Sterling so far. Though I would say Raheem Sterling has not been given more chance. You understand? But a lot of Arsenal fans still believe he shouldn't have signed Raheem Sterling. What's his name? Jorginho also. But at times we've seen the usefulness of Jorginho. At times. But still, if you ask many Arsenal fans, they will tell you Jorginho don't have any business with being in Arsenal. And some other players like Kiwo. In fact, I don't know why Mikel Arteta had to sign Jakob Kiwo. I think at the end of season.
But some of these players like Kiwo, I think in the first season they gave good account of himself. Not that bad like what we are seeing right now.
Me as an Arsenal fan, there's no time I've ever seen that keyword giving best.
And again, Jorginho has not been outrightly bad. We saw him giving good account of himself at the midfield.
For Jorginho, I can make a case for him because though he's old, and there are some matches we just need him to come and stabilize the team. But Jorginho is very slow with the ball. It's very slow. So we don't need that kind of players anymore. At the end of the season, you should just let those kind of players go. Jorginho, there are a lot of them there, including the Japanese guy. It was also Mikel Arteta that bring in Tomiyasu. Good player, but always injured. When you needed him, he's not always there. So he needs to let him go. And if you are going to have 5 players, let's know you have 5 players. You're having 10 players a day. On match day, you are seeing 4.